Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Colleen and this is Our Blessed Life. And today I'm going to be joining in on a collab with a whole bunch of channels, and we are talking about homeschool fails. This video is part of a collaboration hosted by Old Cherokee, and these are all the channels that are taking part in this collaboration. The combined playlist, as well as a link to Joy's channel, will be in the description box below. This video is going to be a little bit different because in addition to telling you our homeschool fails, I'm also going to tell you our homeschool faves. So things that didn't work for us and then what actually worked instead. So that's the way I'm going to do my video. And I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, let me know in the comments below and let me know about your homeschool fails and faves. And also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, so before I get started with our homeschool fails and faves, the first thing I want to say is by no means does anything that I say today disparage anybody, any curriculum, or any homeschooling style or anything like that. I'm simply telling you our experience with homeschooling and what has worked and what has not worked for us. Okay, so for the first fail for us is the idea of using like a desk, like a school desk, versus a table or just homeschooling all over the house. So when we first started homeschooling, my oldest, who now is a sophomore in high school, was in 3rd grade. And we did a desk, and she had a computer and everything at her desk, and that was just not a way to go for us. That was definitely a fail. We work a lot better when we're sitting around the table together, and that is just something that works for us. So again, not to disparage anybody that likes to do the little homeschool desks and make their room look like a classroom. That works fine for somebody, but that was not a good fit for us. Our second homeschool fail is basically any type of box curriculum where we're getting everything from one company. We had a fail with Alpha Omega with the Monarch curriculum, which was an online curriculum. That was the first year that we did homeschooling in 3rd grade. That was pretty much a fail for us because it just wasn't customized enough to my daughter. We are more of an eclectic family, and just being able to select that specific history curriculum and that specific math curriculum, that just works so much better for us. We also had a similar fail with classical conversations. I have a whole video on that, and I will link that up top. But that approach also did not work well for us long term. It never worked for my youngest daughter, Sophie, who is in 1st grade this year. She has special needs, and that approach really never worked well for her at all. It worked well for my daughter, Katie, until she was probably in about 8th grade, and then it just became really boring for her. It didn't stretch her enough. And it just was not a good fit for her personality and also for her academic ability. So those are two that I can think of off the top of my head. We also had a fail trying to use all of the Abeka products for my youngest daughter, Sophie. I absolutely love Abeka curriculum, but I didn't like using like the science, the history, the math, the everything. It just was not a good fit for us, because it is more made for like a private school. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the products from them that I really like and using other companies for other curricula. Homeschool fail number 3 for us was trying to do a schedule versus trying to do a routine. So I have had years where I've written out the beautiful schedule, and it was like, you know, at 8 o'clock we do this, and at 8:30 we do this, and 9 o'clock we do this. And that has never worked for me long term. So, you know, it didn't take me long to learn that doing a routine is much better for us. So we start roughly at a certain time, and, you know, a lot of times we will do our morning time together, then we'll do our independent work and that kind of thing. And we have sort of a flow or a routine for our day. That is a fave, and trying to do a really strict schedule, that is going to be a fail for us. So our next homeschooling fail was just a really bad fit with homeschool style. We started out using the classical model when we were in classical conversations, and I think over the years we found that that was really kind of too stifling for us and too strict. It was just we were kind of like a square peg in a round hole. It just was not a good fit. We are more eclectic. We kind of lean towards a mix of traditional Charlotte Mason and a little bit classical. And trying to do everything classical was just not a good fit for us. So I would say that our fave would be the eclectic style. Our next homeschool fail is just having too much structure. Again, that kind of goes with the schedule versus the routine, but just trying to be too rigid and too sort of academic public school leaning, I guess. And so, you know, like I say, over the years, we've become a lot more relaxed, a lot less structured, and even though I do feel like we are doing academically rigorous classes, we are less structured and less strict and rigid than we used to be. And I think a lot of that is not using the classical model as much as we used to do, and that has been proven to be just a much better fit for us. So again, the fave would be less structure over more structure. The next homeschool fail for me was using a paper planner. That has just never worked for me. The fave for us of all the types of planning that we've ever tried to use is Homeschool Planet. I have a 30-day free trial in the description box below if you want to click on that link and check that out. But paper planners have never worked well for me because I do like to plan my whole year in advance and just kind of at least have the shell of what I'm doing and kind of know when I need to finish certain things, when I need to move on to the next thing. And I just don't like writing it all out in my paper planner. So I find that using Homeschool Planet really helps me, even if I kind of reverse plan, because I can still put in a placeholder. For example, for Sophie's math, I can still put in a placeholder where all I have to do is go in and do the page number that we did that day. So it works well for a lot of record keeping and things like that. It works well for transcripts. It has just been a huge win for us in terms of homeschool planning. It has really simplified our planning. And I will put a link up top to a video review that I did on Homeschool Planet. Okay, and so my last homeschool fail would be trying to do all the things. So our fave then would be trying to do the best things. So for us, I think, you know, early on when you, maybe your first year in homeschool, maybe you did this, or maybe your first couple of years, maybe you tried this too, but just trying to do everything. And you really just can't do everything. You need to figure out for you what are the best things and really work on those. If you're teaching a child to read, for example, there are so many just really good curriculum choices out there. There are so many different gadgets and gizmos and things that you can use in order to help that child learn to read. You know, phonics cards and letters and all the things. And the truth is sometimes simple is best. And so for us, choosing the best things versus choosing all the things or trying to do all the things has been the fave for us. So that was definitely something that I think it took me a while to learn. So we've been homeschooling now for 8 years, and I have, as of this year, I've homeschooled every grade except for 2nd grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. And it is really almost embarrassing how long it took me to learn that you should focus on the best things versus all the things. It probably took me 2 to 3 years to figure that out. So these are my 7 homeschool fails, along with the faves that kind of took their place. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below, what are your homeschool fails and faves, things that you've learned over the years? I feel like that could be helpful for so many people. Make sure you check out the playlist for all the other channels participating in this collab. I think you will really enjoy their videos as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights,